Hello, hello. My name is Kari Ruffley, and I am taking a couple minutes here to talk to those of you who are looking to grow your Instagram and Facebook stories, and maybe you have no idea where to begin. So I am by no means an expert, simply somebody who has been enjoying the journey of learning Instagram and Facebook as I go. And I would say previously, I only ever posted to my Instagram or story or my Instagram or Facebook wall or my page, but I've learned the art of making stories. And let me tell you, this is where it's at as far as reaching people, connecting with them, especially the young generation. They are simply watching stories and they do very little scrolling through the page. So I'm going to talk to you mostly from Instagram because that's where I learned how to do stories first and I'm most comfortable making a story. But I have my Instagram set up to connect to my Facebook so that when I create a story in Instagram and I post it, it connects to my Facebook. It kills two birds with one stone. But what is an Instagram story? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the difference between what you post on your Facebook and Instagram wall and what you post in your story. And I did not create this. I didn't do a ton of research. I simply learned and listened to people who have gone before me and just paid attention. So let's start by talking about your Instagram page, okay? So we want to clean that up. So learning from other top leaders in social media trainings, our Facebook and Instagram wall, let's just talk about Instagram right now, should be primarily pictures and a quick glimpse of who you are and what is important to you. So I'm talking about what you see that you post as a single picture. I played with my brightness to try to make this something that is easy for you to see. There's going to be times throughout this training that I'm going to share my screen and I have pictures saved that I'm going to try to share with you as best as I can. But I want you to have your phone out, open your Instagram or your Facebook, if you will, and I want you to follow along and learn as we go. But basically, when you take a look at your Instagram, everything that you have right here, when you scroll, should be all of the things that make you, you. So the top 5 things that you would say are you. For me, it's going to be family. It's going to be fun. It's going to be travel. It's going to be a lot of my faith in Jesus. It's going to be my kids. Did I say travel? It's going to be travel. So those are the things I put here. When someone comes to see my Instagram wall, they are not going to find very quickly any information on what company I may work for. They're going to hear me talk a lot about within these pictures of the things I love, what I'm passionate about. This is a really long post here about why I love my home-based business, but it doesn't say it works. Or if you're tuning in from another company, it doesn't say what company I'm with because I want people to learn about me and ask me about my company and then I can share that. So these are going to be the 5, or 6 top things that make you, you, and then you share your heart and people can see a little bit of your life in a glimpse right here. When you tap on the little head right here, this is what takes you to your story. So this is where I have a story already going about celery. So this is a post I did earlier today, this morning, and it's my story talking about celery, why it's good for you, health benefits, why I love my home-based business, what it's done for me, and taking through my journey with this company and a little bit of my day-to-day. So this is where I also can talk about the funny things that happen in my life. This is where I tell a story of what my day is like today, because when you add to your story, it only stays live for 24 hours. So this just says here, anybody else ever sit down to work at your desk and this happens? I got a dog at my feet and I can't put my feet under my desk. So it's adding a little bit about your day-to-day, what you're doing, making your coffee, what you're eating, life with your kids, and then throwing in bits and pieces of things that we're really excited about. Most likely it's going to relate to, if you're doing this to grow your business, things within your business. So celery is our hot new item. I wanted to do a post this morning about that because I'm drinking our brand new Just Celery. But I also wanted to share my passion and my love for this business, why I love it, and what it's done for me. So let's talk about the story. This is the part that I wanted to focus on. So when you tap on this picture right here, you are going to be opening up into your story. If you don't have anything going, it's where you can tap into your camera roll and open up and bring in pictures. So I'm going to try to share my screen now and show you what I mean. Okay, you may not be able to see a big blow up of this, but what you should be able to see is this picture right here. So what you see is when you open up your story, and you can play along if you want to, you are going to have the option in the corner to tap on your camera roll and open up your camera to bring in a photo. When you do that and you tap on a picture, I just chose this one of the lovely Tiffany Pasek, you're gonna see these little, let me see if I can blow this up for you. You're gonna see these three little, or a couple icons here at the top. When you tap on this one that has the big A, little a, that's gonna give you the opportunity to start typing over the picture. So it's going to be a type overlay on top of the picture that will go into your story. So first have an idea of what it is that you want to say. For instance, this I would say is that this business has brought me so much more than just financial freedoms. It's brought me friendships. So this might be a place where I was talking over the picture and typing a story for someone to read of the story of the friendships I have gained through doing this business. So when you tap on this little A right there, let me see if this is the one that's going to give you that. It's this one. So when you tap on these here at the top, right here, it gives you the opportunity to tap on the little A to type words over your picture. It's going to look like this. So it'll open up a text box. I just typed the words, "Hey, lovely." On the little color dots down here, you can change the color of your font, so it doesn't have to be white. You could change it to pink, lavender. As you scroll through the little bubbles, you can choose different colors. And then if you really want to be crafty, this little icon here at the bottom at the far left, it looks like a little dripper drop. When you tap on that, you can move your cursor around the screen and change your ink color to any color on your photo. It will pick it up and change it. When you hit the button at the top where it says strong, if you keep tapping that little button, it's going to keep changing your font and giving you other options for what the font looks like. And then to the left here is a little box. Some of the fonts have a little box. The little box means when you tap on it, it does a background highlight of your font in within itself, depending on the color. So it kind of gives you that color block look. I'll show you. Okay. So that's how this picture here has pink with white letters and then white with black as opposed to just your letters. So that is how you're going to say what you want to say over your picture. Back to this, when you tap on the little pen here, it gives you the opportunity to draw on your picture. So it gives you the ability to draw a little squiggle mark and say or point towards something that you want them to notice on the picture that you've uploaded. So once again, back at my post for today, I will go back and show you what that looks like. Okay, so again, here's the picture of my little puppy at my feet. And I used the pen to make this little arrow thing and draw the arrow towards the little puppy that I wanted to bring attention to in my post. So that's what the pen will allow you to do. And then as you move to the left, there's this little square happy face with the corner turned up. This is gold. This is where all of the fun starts with your Instagram stories. When you tap on that, you're going to see this pop up. Okay, so what that is going to be the ability to tap on your location and add that to your picture. You can tap the little square turned up on the corner again and not only add location, but this is where you can find GIFs or gifts, however you say that, you can type in a search box like the word excited or the word yes or this, and they open up a whole bunch of picture options for you to be able to then add them to your photo with little moving emojis, right? And then you can also add a mention. So like on this one, I could have said at Tiffany Pasek and tagged her in the picture. You can add hashtags, and I recommend it. Anytime you pick something from within this area, these options, what I understand from the social media trainings that I've listened to is that it moves your story to the front of the lineup. So you'll notice when you open up your Instagram to look at other people's stories, there's a certain number of people who are always at the front of your watch list because there's hundreds of them if you continue to scroll. So part of that is who you interact with on social media. But the other part of it is that they are likely using tagging a location, hashtagging their picture, or using GIFs or polls. So that moves them to the front of your viewing list. So right here, you'll see it says poll. When you click on that, it'll open up the ability on your screen it'll open up a yes, no box. You can click on the yes and type the words you want it to say on your poll. So you could type it to say, heck yes, or count me in. And then on the no, we're never going to have a negative or a no on our poll. Both of our options are always going to be some form of yes if we're asking people to weigh in on voting for one of our products or wanting more information. So it would be like, heck yes for one. And then the second one, you could click on the box and say, send me more info, or something a little less committal. But either one of them are going to be a yes. And so as you scroll down, again, you can add the date, you can add the temperature in your environment, you can ask a question, you can, this little slidey face here allows people to kind of be like, yes, medium, no, kind of vote in on their excitement level with that. Super cool. You can do a quiz where you ask people questions like, it's Taco Tuesday. Are you A, taco fan, B, a burrito fan, or C, chips and salsa, D, all of the above, whatever. These are fun ways to get people interacting with your story. And I can't stress enough the importance of when you're making your story to not have it be an infomercial. So I'm going to stop share for a second. So to not have it be an infomercial, you want to put simple things about your daily life. Even if you don't think it's super interesting, it's how you're going to get people to know who you are and what you're all about, right? So we always have learned in our business that people are going to buy you before they ever buy a product. So they might be interested in your product, they might be interested in your company, but they're certainly going to jump in and say yes, either because they trust you, they like you, they feel like they can relate to you. You have something about you that they have connected with, and that happens in these stories. So you can, when you're on your Instagram, connect to, in your settings, it'll say link account. So when you go to your Instagram settings, it'll say link account, and you're going to want to link it to your Facebook. That way, when you, that's why I post from in my Instagram story first. One, I like the functionality of it a little bit better than the functionality of a Facebook story, but also because when I hit the link to my Facebook account, it automatically posts to both. So it does the job in one place in two platforms of social media, which is brilliant. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about cleaning up your page. So when you're looking at your Instagram page like this, you want to be sure that you, like I said, don't have a whole lot of, if any, stock pictures from corporate. So I would save those for building your story. So if corporate has just put out a beautiful picture of our just celery and it's in a nice clean glass with a celery stalk coming out the top or whatever it may be, save those for building your story, and then also building in pictures of you using it, drinking it. What does it smell like? You can even go live in your Instagram and Facebook stories. So that is just as simple as, again, when you want to go to your story, when you're at your home screen, on Instagram. So this is my home screen on Instagram. My picture is always first or to the far left. And when I click on it, you see at the top left a little picture of my face with a plus mark. When I tap on that, it brings me to a camera. So you can either take a picture and post that to your story, or you can click this little button right here, which uploads you into your photo album. And you can pick a photo album, picture, or if you notice, down at the bottom, when you first tap in, it has the live button right there. When you tap that live button, you'll go live on Instagram, which is super cool. So that way people for 24 hours can hear you talking, see you trying the celery. So if you post a picture of just celery, a stock picture, it would be great to follow that with a live quick video of you mixing it up, tasting it, and talking about what it tastes like and why you're drinking it and why it might be easier, more convenient, and less like expensive, more cost effective to be doing the celery, just celery powder rather than juicing it. I'm using celery as an example because it just came out, but if you're watching this down the road, I'm sure we have new products we've launched that you could relate this to. So we also, in the bottom, when you first tap on your story, to add to your story, there's a boomerang right here. Super fun. So how you use that is you just tap on boomerang, and you will have the opportunity to do a quick live video of something that you're doing, and then it will save it to your video as a boomerang. So watch this. And so what it will do is take a boomerang, which is an in and out video of something, and it added music to it because I had the music button pushed on. So this is a really fun way for you guys to just get an interaction with your social media. And again, just be so good about sharing your day-to-day life, even if it's just like, you know, Taco Tuesday and you're eating tacos. You can talk about how effective keto might be for you. So that's my story. So I'll talk a lot about like eating my cheat foods, not staying keto, but then I'm so thankful for my fat fighters, and I'll throw something in along the way, but just let people see who you are and what you're all about on a day-to-day basis, the products that you're using, maybe the business that you love, but then also what you're doing in your story. Reserve your feed once again. So reserve your Instagram page here for pictures of you, pictures of your family, out and about. What are you doing? Where are you? What are you passionate about? Why do you love it? And very little in posts here with regards to our products. We want to leave people guessing and wondering who we are and why we're so excited, what we're so passionate about, so that they continue to look, so that they come and watch, and then they listen. They can hear more from my voice about who I am in my Instagram story than just looking at a picture on my feed, okay? And so what else? Oh, I wanted to talk with you guys about the different apps that you can use to create these beautiful, I call them tiles, but when you're making your Instagram story, think about what it is that you want to say. Let's use greens, for instance. If you were wanting to tell somebody how much you love greens and why you love them, then you could think about creating 4 or 5 saved pictures on your phone that you're going to upload to your story that talk about why you love greens. Maybe a picture of you using them. What do they taste like? That they come in berry and chocolate. What are the health benefits? So if you have a stock picture from corporate or someplace beautiful that you found, a beautiful picture of greens that lists the benefits, alkalize, balances, detoxes, all of these things, and you want to incorporate that into your story, just be sure it's not all stock pictures. You want a couple of you using the product, talking about or typing on your picture what you love about it, why you love it, and then how cost effective it is. And you're going to create those in an app. So you have a lot of them at hand. You're going to find everybody has their own personal favorites, but some of my favorite apps for creating these beautiful picture tiles is Unfold is a good one. Word Swag is a great place to upload a photo and be able to put font overlay or type overlay. You can type words, change the way that they look, make them beautiful, change the colors so that you have verbiage over top of your photo. And then the other one I really like is called Story Art. Story Art is a beautiful way to upload pictures to formats that have already been created. So that's what I did today when I created the story on my Instagram, was this one. So it gives you the ability to upload. I'm trying to make this so that you can see it. It gives you the ability, I got it there for a second, to upload a picture. There we go. You can see a little bit better here. Upload it. All of this was already created in the app. A place to write the words that you want, upload a picture, and then the ability to type font here what you want to say. So in these apps, they're pretty self-explanatory. You can shift through them, look at all of the beautiful preset backgrounds, and then you're simply uploading your set of 3, 4, 5 pictures, and then tapping on where it says add text. You can type your own verbiage and type your own wording on these photos that you create, and then upload to your story. So if you have more questions about that, message your upline, reach out. There is somebody in your team that knows how to do Instagram and Facebook stories and can help you with those apps. But I would say the thing that's been so great about me using these is that it has brought interest and the ability to interact with people, because it has the poll, it has the ability in these stories to get people to tap to vote, or which I think increases their likelihood to interact with you rather than just drop an emoji or commenting on your page. They'll do that too, so I do both. But I really like the Instagram stories and the Facebook stories, because unlike anywhere else, once you start developing these stories, it'll show you in the corner how many viewers you have. And when you tap on the little number that tells you how many viewers you have, you can see exactly who is watching your stories, who is seeing what you're putting out there. Unlike your feed in Facebook or Instagram, you can't tell who has seen it. You can only tell who has liked it or commented. And so this is a very useful tool to be able to see who's watching you. And as you look through your story, or you tap on your tiles in your Instagram or Facebook story, it'll show you who watched your story to the end, right? Because it's going to show you on every single picture tile who has viewed it, who's watched it and connected, or who's seen it. And then you can see who watched it to the end. This gives you so much information to follow up with people, even though they haven't clicked on it or liked on it, because you can reach out and say, hey, thank you so much for watching my stories. It means so much to me. Would you be interested in trying a sample of the keto coffee? You know they've seen the entire story because it's showing you who is seeing it. Also, once your story expires, it leaves your Instagram and Facebook story only stays live for 24 hours. So once it's over and ended, if you've had a busy couple of days and you haven't had a chance to go take a look, you can always go look at your archive. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. When you are on your home screen in Instagram, see, there's my feed. If you go to the little, I've always called these bookends. If you go to the 3 little tabs in the corner, it'll open up a box and it says Mrs. Ruffley, that's me. And then it says archive, the top one. When you click on archive, it'll open all of the stories you have ever done. So if you're busy, you're vacationing, your kids have back to school, you haven't had a chance to go back and look at that story you did 3 days ago, I can go back and look at the stories I've done from days previous and go back and follow up. If I had a poll or I asked people to vote on something, I can go back and look at that, open it up, and tap on the who's curious and see who voted on my things. They stay there, I don't know, maybe forever. Like I've gone back so far, over a year, and all of my archives are still there. That's all of that follow-up that you have at your fingertips to be able to follow up and then say, thank you so much for watching my stories over the last couple weeks. I'm so thankful for your interaction. Would you be open to trying a free sample of the Keto Energy? You guys, they cost us $1. Like, put them in the mail. You know that they're watching, you know that they see you, because on stories, you can see who's following you. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I would welcome any feedback, any questions that you have. Send me a DM in Facebook or Instagram. I'm happy to answer any questions. And if I get a lot of them, I'll just do another social media training part 2, and I'll answer them all in the part 2, and then we'll share that again. So the reason I wanted to do this is because, well, my upline asked me to, and because we've had a lot of new people get started with our businesses who want to interact with stories and start creating them, but just may not know where to begin. So this was just a novice training for people who may not have had Instagram experience yet. So I hope this was helpful. God bless, and reach out for help. I'm always happy to help you along the way. So have an awesome day.